Hey, Charcoal Blank, becoming a member. Look at that. I forget about that. You can become a member on, you can subscribe using Amazon Prime, and it doesn't cost you a dime. And around, I got to say, during Black Friday season, a lot of people have Amazon Prime, even if it's temporarily. It's a good, just saying, you can use that. And then, of course, on YouTube, you can not only be a member, you can gift memberships. I think, is that not the case? Also, thanks for the reminder, CSL. But I was already there. I was so busy dicking around. This is to Jesse Waters. Fuck you, young man. And here's to your fucking polling as well. Me and my fellow goddamn adults who want this world to actually be here in a couple fucking years are happily voting for Joe Biden next year. So, there you go. I don't have the fancy one. Although I am a recurring donor, I don't have the fancy one that with a hot beverage, the eyes turn red from the sunglasses. I gotta get one of those, but man, Christmas gift. Dare ask that, and blessings to you. Like, somebody's gonna send me one because you guys are awesome, and then I'll get like 35 of them. And according to Summer, we have far too many coffee mugs to begin with. It is it's one of those things. Okay, little side story before I get into today's clips. Where, of course, January 6th never happened, and if it did, it was the FBI's fault, and those poor, innocent, dough-headed fucking maggots were just led astray by FBI guys whispering in their ears going, you should attack the Capitol. Like, I should attack the Capitol. Maybe, I don't know, cultivate an idea in your followers' heads to not be, what's the word, fucking followers? How about that? How about maybe you guys look for a president instead of a fucking messiah next time? Anyways, so I have a thing when because I've been on tour most of my adult life, if you consider me to be an adult in any way, and previous to my adult life, actually, road trip, pre-18, I was on the road a decent amount when I was 16, 17, 18, doing stand-up gigs and improv and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, actual work as an actor. Go fucking figure. Yes, that's right. Proud union member since 1986. So, in that process, you get boxes and boxes of fucking t-shirts after a while. You're like, I should get something that reminds me of this place. And then, luckily, all my t-shirts still fit me, but it can be a bit rough for some folks over the years. And so what I have learned to do, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a tip for the traveling salespersons around you or anybody who travels quite a bit. Here's what you do. While you're traveling, get something you need. Like a kitchen utensil, a spatula, some serving tongs, a ladle, stuff you're like, fuck, we got to get a fucking new thing. Anything that's not breakable, essentially. I need to get one of those kits where I can hang pictures, that kind of shit. Really stupid. But get it, and then when you have it at home, anytime you're using it, it's got a story to go with it instead of just something you bought at the store down the street. Yep, that's it. It's not that exciting. Yes, go to Spatula City and prove that you have visited there. So, lots. Did you the days that? Yeah, and then the other thing too is like you could write on it where it was from. That's kind of fun. Just like take a magic marker and write on the bottom of it, like, oh yeah, we got that there. Whatever. Yeah. Unless you have one of those. Interesting story. When I was in Tennessee at one point, I got one of those little engraver pens that allows you to draw and engrave and stuff. So I used that to actually like drill the date into where I got it and stuff. So I'll put a little like, NATN, 95, that kind of thing in it. Huh? It's better than a t-shirt everywhere you go where you're like, fuck, I'll never wear that because it's goofy as shit. But then there are cool t-shirts like this one. So there you go. Anyway, so that's the little side story. That's, if I was Larry Reed, classic Chicago comedian, I would say that's a tip from your Uncle Lair, but I'm not. So that's a tip from your Uncle Hal. All right, it's fantastic. You can make it like a tip from Fekas. Although, honest to God, I am not a big traveler. I don't need to tell nobody that. Let me tell you, I like the idea of traveling, right? But I got this here ankle monitor on me because I look apparently like 65% of the Jan Sixers. I have a vague resemblance of them. If you freeze frame on any of them, they freeze up. So they're like, I think that's the teeth, but they's in a different, they got this one and not that one. But if you freeze the video, they moving. You can't really tell. Anyways, I already had the ankle monitor anyway. So they just upped the battery on it. But this one's interesting because it's based on one of them like electronic dog yard things. So it doesn't like tell the cops where I am or, you know, tell them if I've moved outside. It gives me a slight jolt up my leg. And I got to be honest, I have decided I have really found it pleasurable. I don't want to, I'm going to tell you right now, I hated it at first. And now it kind of, you know, it's like, it's just kind of like a little special. It's like a dirty little, you know, so you can get used to anything. I think this is how fetishes start. I ain't sure. What am I doing for Thanksgiving? Corn on the cob, baby. I'm on a diet. So I eat a lot less corn on the cob than if they take it. Then if you giblet it off, I can shovel that shit right down my gullet. But if I got to eat it off the cob, I'm only getting about every third row. So, and then of course, I always get the turkey leg, you know. Of course, I got to hand peel it off there and stuff because I can't leave it on the bone because, anyways, it gets gummy. And you ever get that when the turkey gets kind of, the skin gets kind of gummy against the meat and you're having a hard time pulling and it's somewhere between slippery and dry? You know what I'm talking about? That's my favorite. That is the best, man. And then I'm making that what that Tara girl was talking about, that Aunt Marge's baked squashed casserole, where you take a casserole and you flatten it. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? It's a squash casserole. Take a regular casserole, and then you drive over it a couple of times with the tractor. And there's your squash casserole. And then you wait till it dries and you can eat it like a big giant potato chip. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Shit.